two pipes basically crushed your leg.
Yep.
400 feet underwater.
Yeah, I found out what the safe working load of my leg is. It's 25 tons.
It could handle 25 tons.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, my. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I remember every second.
Oh, man. Well, I don't want to make you relive it, but I'm just curious, what happens in your mind when something like that, happens to you?
The first thing that happened was, I was sitting there and it had just happened. And I was like, oh, did that really just happen? I was like, I can wiggle my toes. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. I was wearing a boot. And anyway, so I was like, oh, this isn't good. And
so you just thought you were wiggling your toes?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
And then I was like, I can't breathe. I guess I'll go to sleep now. They do all that talk about if you die, you get all this, my daughter being born and stuff like that. You don't.
None of that happened?
No, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to go to sleep. Luckily, my belt partner, they had two divers in the water on that specific dive. And he came over to see what had happened to me. All he saw was a pipeline on top of me. So he came up on the crane and got me out of the mess. And, I all of a sudden came to, because what had happened is whenever you pull to the max capacity of the load, it'll start paying off, or the crane will. So, it started paying off, and
so it started loosening up.
Right. Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not very technical, but yeah. So the weight of the pipe had pulled it to maximum, and then it started at that point. It started loosening up, almost like allowing you to kind of creep
like
out of there.
wiggle out of the.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was pretty much unconscious at that time. Well,
Right.
I wasn't unconscious, but I wished I was unconscious.
Yeah, and
Understandable.
You're feeling any pain at this point, or you're just kind of like trying to get your thoughts together?
Yeah, it was kind of, pull it together type thing, So, I got on Mike. Mike Crum was the guy that rescued me. I climbed onto his bailout bottle. I was grabbing onto his hose and yanking his head down, and he was like, if you don't let go of my neck, I'm going to frickin' turn around and finish the job. I finally let go and grabbed onto his bailout. He climbed me back, most of the way back to the bell. He was just like, I don't have anything left, I pulled as hard as I could, and the bellman was pulling as hard as he could. And I was just like, screw it, I'll go the rest of the way by myself. I pulled myself back up to the clump weight and took off my bailout, went to come up and get in the bell. Guy that was the bellman at the time. All of a sudden, Mike saw a bunch of blood gushing out of the bottom of my hot water suit. So he was just like, get him up in the bell and, attend to his wound. Then the guys were cutting my hot water suit off. The guy, the two guys that were tending to my leg, I just saw their eyes get the size of ping pong balls, and I was just like, your bedside manner sucks. Yeah, they were just like, And they had another chamber mounted on, and that was so that way divers could come out. Well, they had 3 divers that were desatting already. They blew them back down. They had to swap out one of their guys with me. Luckily, one of the guys that they were blowing back down, he had been to Afghanistan with the Marines, and he'd seen blown off legs before. So they were just like, yeah, we'll let Seymour deal with it. But anyway, they blew that back down, and they transferred me over and got me in that. They started the decompression for that part of the system. They went to clean my leg out because it had all sorts of barnacles and Lord knows what else in there. I sat there for about 4 hours as he pulled the barnacles out of my leg. And yeah, they gave me morphine, and that shit don't work.
not in your situation.
And no.
Yeah, and so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly, especially for someone listening to this. The bell is the chamber, right?
No, the chamber is separate from the bell.
Okay.
What it is the chamber is on deck. So the chamber stays on deck the whole time.
Above the water.
Above the water.
Okay.
And they pressurize you to like 400 feet.
Okay.
So that way they don't have to decompress you. You just, whenever, it's your turn to dive, you crawl up into the bell. They get a seal on the bell and the seal on the system, and then they break the bell apart. And then they drop it in the water, and then they just drop it down until the pressure equalizes, and then you can get a hatch.
Okay, and you can come out of the bell.
Mm-hmm.
So the bell is like a little ball that holds you guys and lowers y'all to the work site underwater.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Gotcha. And so when the accident happened, the guy that was inside of the bell knew something happened, and he went out there.
Right. No, there was another guy, because we were diving 3-man bell teams.
Got it.
So me and Mike Crum were out. He was doing an inspection, and I was cutting the pipeline, and then everything turned upside down.
Right. And then it took them the amount of time.